It's a great game, but is it worth getting? 3, 2, 1.
This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's a great game, but if you play it, somebody just might beat your.
Hello humans, and thank you for joining me in another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash the like button. Now, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode...
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, the story of the epic Galaxian ass whooping. Well guys, I saw this on sale. Look, $10.97. I couldn't resist. This little arcade machine brings back a lot of memories. Galaxian was one of the very first games that I was obsessed with, and this one place had it, and they had it for a very long time. So it's like they almost owned the machine, I guess. And at this point, I was about 12 years old, and new games were coming out. They were putting them on there, but the little Galaxian machine was always there, right? And it was a good standby. And this was a place where a lot of gangsters, cholos would hang out. That was their deal, right? They would sit there, wait for you, ask you for money. So you gotta get there early and play, right? Or if not, they had the run of the place. They really did. Even the workers were scared of them because, you know, even if they try to stand up to them, they had to get out of work. And they had like half a dozen guys waiting for them. Right? So they ruled the roost at this particular spot. Now I have to be careful with the story because I'm still friends with the guy that this happened to. So at this point, my friend and I were about 12 years old, right? And we're just petrified of these guys, man. We just wanted to stay away from them. We've heard all the stories, you know, everybody's like, don't mess with those guys, that's bad news. One of the guys we would go to school with, and he was like 2 years back or something, you know, I mean, he wasn't, you clearly could tell he was older than us, right, but he was stuck in a class with us, and he would go to the same school, so he hadn't gone to high school yet, but he was a high school age, for sure. Now, this guy, he was short, but he was already stocky, like he already had like a man's body, right? Anyway, and at school it was the same thing. It was like, don't mess with that guy. Like he had apparently he screwed up a couple of people already, have messed with him, beat him down pretty bad. At least that's what I heard. I was brand new in school. I didn't know any better, right? And so did my friend. The friend, he was also new in the school, and we were just friends, and you know, we'd hang out and play games, and we'd play my ColecoVision, my Atari, whatever I had, play. Anyway, so he had a cousin, okay, and he came down one day and he said, "Oh, let's go play." And we're like, "Nah, dude, we're not right now. We can go in the morning, you know. We'll go Saturday morning. You want to go on a Friday afternoon?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, that's not a good idea, man. Like, nah." And he's like, "What's the matter?" And we told him, you know, what the situation was. And he's like, "Those guys? Man, you guys are punks. You know, like, what are you guys worried about? Like, you guys can take on those guys. Like, why are you guys so scared, you know?" And we're like, no, I don't think we can." And then he starts feeding us this thing, right, where you can do it. It's all a matter of training. Anyway, so, but we didn't go. We ended up not going. We just didn't want to go. So he's like, whatever, you know. So then he started talking to us, trying to convince us to train, do exercises. We don't have any weights or anything, you know, just like doing push-ups, you know. And he had gotten our in our dome, like, hey, you know. And then he would come down, make sure that we were doing push-ups. Oh, do like 10 or something. I mean, we're just little kids, guys. I mean, and I was very naive at 12. Anyway, but I was watching, I think, too many movies because I started believing them. I started watching like Kung Fu theater and stuff, and thought that all this training was going to make me stronger. And so did my friend, so we're sitting there and trying to do competitions, which was healthy, I guess. But anyway, one time he was there training us, and there was this other guy, let's call him Joker. Okay, that was his nickname because he was a character. This guy was a character. He was an instigator. He was famous for just talking smack, right? So he happened to be there when he was talking to us, about this, becoming stronger and stuff. And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And he starts telling them, and we're like, "Dude, like, no, don't tell this guy," because this guy, we knew he was gonna go to school and tell everybody. And I was like, "Nah, man, we're just trying to do exercise, like whatever." And then he starts telling, yeah, these guys are afraid of so and so, and like, we're not afraid. We have no problems with them. What are you talking about? We're trying to play it off because we don't want to get murdered. We know this guy, right? We know this guy is just a gossiper. Anyway, and he's like, well, he's pretty bad news, Joker's telling him. And this fool tells him, that dude ain't at my level, dude. If you ever come up to me, I just pow, 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 pow. This guy wrote it on note and took off, man. Sure enough, gladly, he didn't say the other part where we were training. The only thing he said is that this guy had said that he would beat his ass. That he wasn't at his level. Anyway, alright, so we get there, right, and we would go to play the machines, and I'd always play Galaxian. I think at this time they had Miss Pac-Man also. They always had 3 or 4 machines, but the Galaxian was always a standard for some reason, and that's why I thought they owned it. But anyway, so they're playing, and this dude shows up, right? The guy's training us shows up and I say, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Whatever. And he's there to get a burger. He didn't come with us. He just happened to be there. And guess who shows up? The bully shows up, right? And he goes right up to him, right? Now, this guy that had been training us, he was like a full head taller than the bully, right? And he was always like sparring, shadow boxing, so we thought like he knew how to fight, That wasn't the case. They got into words. They probably said like 5-6 words, and it started going down, man. And this guy just went, pah, pah, caught him with the cross left hook, and homie just said, he turned and just blood came out of his nose. And when he looked at the guy, it wasn't a look of pain. It was a look of surprise. I don't think you've ever been hit that hard. This little dude knew how to box. It wasn't even a fight. It was just this dude hitting him. Like he tried to fight back. And when this guy hit him in the rib cage with a hook, he just went, ugh. I remember the sound, ugh. And then he goes down, and now he's just doing this, and homie's on top of him, just bombing at him, boom, 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 and it's to the point where he's like, listen. He's telling the other guys to listen, and he's gonna, boom. It was like that movie House Party, and we're sitting there, we're just like trying to like become smaller and smaller and smaller, because he's just teeing off on this fool. I mean, it was a beat down. He was dragging him by his sweatshirt. This guy was, he had baggy pants on. He was like a little little cholo loose pants type wearing guy. He was a good looking kid, you know, skinny, like a rough macho type, Scott Baio type looking cat, except he was a little bit darker and, you know, straight hair. Anyway, this dude's just bombing on him, man. Like he hit him until he was tired. And it was like he tried to get up, and that would let this other guy rest. And then as he's trying to get up, boom. Oh man, it seemed like an hour. You know, it was more like 10 minutes. But it was one of the biggest ass whooping that I've ever seen in person. And it was just like it was, well, it taught us a lesson. Number one, we couldn't train. We couldn't train to beat these fools. This was the smallest guy in the crew, right? This is the smallest guy in the crew just did this to this kid that we thought was, you know, fairly versed in fighting, and obviously he was wrong. And that's how we knew to wait our turn at the arcades. And that's what I think of when I think of this, when I think of Galaxian. There was a couple other incidents in that place, but that is the biggest one, man. That is the biggest one. And that day I knew that I was a lover, not a fighter. That's how I learned. Alright, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Remember, never ever be afraid to be happy, and don't fight.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and remember, never be afraid to be happy. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.